it's me not being able to be serious with her. So she think that I play too much. Like she think I don't take nothing serious. She think I'm a joke. She think I'm a whore. You understand what I'm saying? She think I'm just a whore ass nigga that's play all day and don't take nothing serious. But that's her reason. But my reason is you don't activate that person. You don't activate that side. Like you don't act like I want to change my name. That's something that I'm looking into. Like you don't activate like I want to be like an Alameda Keith sword.
Khaotic had always been someone who thrived in the unpredictable nature of his world. As an up-and-coming star in the rap scene and a well-known personality in reality television, he was no stranger to the spotlight. He had worked hard to get where he was, overcoming countless obstacles to carve out his place in an industry that was both thrilling and ruthless. Despite the chaos that came with fame, there was one thing he valued above all else: loyalty. It was the foundation of everything he believed in, whether in friendships, family, or romantic relationships. That's why, when Khaotic met Erica Banks, he was immediately drawn to her. She wasn't just another name in the music industry. She had talent, ambition, and a fire that made her stand out. Together, they seemed unstoppable, a couple that could take over the industry. From the outside, they looked perfect. They shared their moments with fans, posted pictures of their adventures, and celebrated their wins together. Their chemistry was undeniable, and people couldn't get enough of their love story. But behind the scenes, things were not as flawless as they appeared. Khaotic wasn't naive. He knew the industry was full of temptations, distractions, and people who would do anything to get ahead. He had always trusted Erica, but over time, small doubts began creeping into his mind. Whispers started circulating, rumors about other men. There was no solid proof, just enough noise to make him question everything. He tried to ignore it, telling himself that he was overthinking. After all, they were both busy with their careers, constantly moving in different directions. Maybe he was just being paranoid. Still, the uncertainty nagged at him. He had...
No, you need to quit hiding. Who you letting that to? Because this is in the Bahamas.
This ain't got nothing to do with me.
With Amy.
Come on now. Hold on.
Who you letting that to?
Hold on.
Amy 5.
learned from past experiences that relationships in the public eye were never easy, but nothing could have prepared him for what was coming next. One night, Khaotic was in the studio, focused on finishing his latest project. He was deep in his creative zone when his phone lit up on the table. At first, he ignored it, thinking it was just another notification. But then another one came, followed by a third. Something told him to check. When he finally glanced at the screen, his heart sank. The message was from a close friend in the industry, someone he trusted. The subject was simple. "You need to see this." His pulse quickened as he opened the message. What he saw made his stomach drop. The images, the words, the confirmations. It was all there, clear as day. The doubts that had been creeping into his mind were no longer just whispers. They were real. In that moment, everything changed. He sat there staring at his phone, trying to process what he had just seen. The relationship he had built, the trust he had given so freely. It all felt like it was slipping away.
What am I doing here as a man, bro? If I just sit here and let a woman just run over me, girl, like I'm not gonna...
The loyalty he had prided himself on, the one thing he held sacred, had been tested in the worst possible way. Now, he had a choice to make. Would he confront the truth head-on, or would he let the chaos of his world consume him? Curiosity got the best of Khaotic, and he opened the message. He had no idea that what he was about to see would turn his world upside down. The message contained a series of photos, images that would change everything. The first picture was of Lil Scrappy, a fellow rapper and someone Khaotic had always seen as both a colleague and a friend. The next image was even more revealing. It showed Scrappy and Erica Banks together, laughing, holding drinks, and sitting far too close. The atmosphere in the picture felt different. It wasn't just two friends hanging out. Then, the final photo hit Khaotic like a ton of bricks. There was Erica sitting in a hotel room, but she wasn't alone. She was with Scrappy, her head resting on his shoulder, looking completely comfortable, as if this was nothing out of the ordinary. It was a picture that screamed betrayal. For a moment, Khaotic's mind went blank. His heart pounded as he stared at his phone, unable to process what he was seeing. He had put so much trust in Erica. He had believed in her, stood by her, and thought they were building something real. And Scrappy? That was supposed to be his friend, someone he had known for years. How could this happen? How could they both do this to him? The images felt like a punch to the gut, knocking the wind out of him. He sat frozen, staring at his screen, hoping that somehow he was misunderstanding what was right in front of him. But no matter how many times he looked at the pictures, the truth remained the same. There was no explaining this away. There was no justifying what he saw. Erica had been with another man. Not just any man, but someone Khaotic had shared history with. Someone he had trusted. Someone he had once considered family. Minutes felt like hours as he sat in silence, his phone still in his hands. A mix of emotions rushed over him: anger, sadness, disbelief. He wanted to call Erica, to confront her, to demand an explanation. He wanted to call Scrappy and ask how he could betray him like this. But at the same time, he didn't know if he even wanted to hear what they had to say. What could they say that would make this any better? Nothing could change the fact that trust had been broken. His world felt like it was crumbling, and he didn't know what his next move should be. All he knew was that things would never be the same again. The fallout was immediate. Fans and social media erupted with opinions, turning the drama into the hottest topic in the industry. Some people stood by Khaotic, condemning Erica for what she had done. Others defended her, insisting that the pictures didn't prove anything and that there had to be more to the story. But for Khaotic, none of that mattered. His heart was broken, and no amount of online debate could change that. As the days went by, Khaotic withdrew from the spotlight, avoiding the public eye. The pain of betrayal weighed heavily on him, making him question everything: his relationship with Erica, his friendships, and even his place in the music world. The industry that once felt like home now seemed unfamiliar, filled with people who could turn on him at any moment. He no longer knew who he could trust. Many nights were spent alone in the studio, pouring his pain and frustration into his music. Creating songs became his way of coping, transforming heartbreak into something meaningful. Every lyric, every beat carried the weight of his emotions. But no matter how much he channeled his feelings into his work, the wounds inside him remained fresh. Erica reached out multiple times in the weeks that followed, but Khaotic refused to respond. Too much had happened, and the trust they once shared was shattered. He knew he couldn't go back. Scrappy, on the other hand, stayed silent, never addressing the situation. The industry buzzed with speculation, but Khaotic had no interest in the rumors anymore. His priority was healing. Months passed, and Khaotic slowly began to move forward. The pain lessened, though the scars remained. He had learned a tough lesson about loyalty, that betrayal could come from those he least expected, but he refused to let it break him. Instead, he focused on his music, his mental health, and the people who had proven their loyalty. Through it all, he realized one important truth: the only person he could truly count on was himself.